Guys, so we're back at the Art of Whiskey. We want to tell you a little life story about Scotch. And Jamarcus worked at, come around here.
Yeah.
Now, he worked at Del Frisco's. A lot of times people drink whiskey and steak. Is that true? Or they drink whiskey, eat steak. Is that true or false?
That's true.
Now, what are some of the whiskeys that you served? And he's been a bartender or was a bartender for over 15 plus years, almost 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years of bartending. Which one of the whiskeys that you know went super well with steaks?
The ones that I saw ordered commonly, because at the time I wasn't putting two and two together in terms of whiskey. Now that I'm like in the space, I'm like, dang, it was going right over my head at the time. But the one that I saw commonly served, people always would try to order Blanton's. Why, I don't
Trash.
know. Yeah, exactly. Why, I have no idea. The other one I also saw commonly ordered was Whistle Pig. When they would
Trash.
when they would have with their dinner. But those were the two primary ones I always saw when people ordered, when their entree was coming out, they'd always order a Whistle Pig or they'd order Blanton's. And then actually Bullet too. Bullet was another very popular one. But that was also used for a lot of old fashions as well. So yeah. But I will tell you right now, Scotch is another one that they would do after dinner though. After steak, they would order their Scotch and have that more so as a dessert.
Well, that would be like, kind of like when you go to high-end restaurants, they're like, hey, do you want an espresso?
Yep.
So at the end of your meal,
Your after dinner sips.
they give you an espresso opportunity, not an espresso martini, but literally like, hey, do you want an espresso?
Well, we could give you one of those.
That too, but I was like, I remember the first time I went to a high-end steakhouse, and they went around after everyone ate their meals and said, hey, do you guys want some espresso? I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Espresso cleanses the palate.
Yep.
Resets it in a sense.
Yes.
Is there a Scotch or whiskey that resets the palate based on your experience as a bartender?
Scotch or whiskey that resets the palate. That actually, I'm not too sure. I haven't seen anything in terms of Scotch or whiskey to do a reset, if we're clear. If anything, it would be something along the lines of, I'll get an espresso, specifically not an espresso martini, just a simple espresso to cleanse the palate. Then they would jump into something like Scotch. But I never ever seen like a transitional, actually, you know what? Limoncello. Limoncello is what they would do, but no Scotch or whiskey. I haven't seen a Scotch or whiskey transition, but I've seen something as simple as a limoncello or an espresso as that transition.
So, you get my point, guys. Be very clear. I called Jamarcus one of our craftsmen because he literally has experience with putting and pairing great food, great drinks, great times with, if you're in the customer service space, not so great people. But shit happens.
Yeah.
In this case, he gets to control his narrative by telling you about all the whiskeys we get, revisiting some of his experiences, and even more importantly, highlighting how to enhance your experience through this phone and sharing it with others. Steak and whiskey. What's your favorite whiskey to drink with the steak? What whiskey goes best with the steak? What steaks do you like? And what steak do you think I can't make? Because that's the real question. I can make any steak, to be clear.
Yeah.
Solve the problem, fix it.
Was this the first Scotch that you actually had, or was it something else?
Richard brought the first Scotch we had.
Ah, that was the first one you had. Before, I mean, my first time having Scotch, I tried to get into it one time years ago, before all of this, and it was Macallan 12.
Now, mind you, I had Scotch. It was I grew up with a kid. He's a grown. We all grown now. We like 40 grown. But his name was Terry Grimman. It's a true story. We went to a restaurant in Kansas City, Missouri, called Capitol Grill. And Terry said, "Trev, you want something to drink?" I said, "No, I'm good, bro." He said, "Well, you got to drink." I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" All right, I said, "Yo, just give me what you get." So we ordered some Scotch. I said, "Man, what is this?" And he was like, "Boy." I was like, oh, wow. Now, I don't know who got him into drinking, but at that time, he knew that Scotch was a thing. And we were at Capitol Grill on the plaza at Kansas City, Missouri, which is a place. It's a destination. You're in KC, you go to the plaza, you go to Leawood, you go to, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, because Westport ain't got no, killer steaks and Scotch menus.
You ain't going to the Legends no more.
Oh, Jesus. Nobody going to the Legends. But you get my point. So, my first experience with Scotch when I had no perspective was 20 years ago. True story. But now, my second experience with Scotch is this here. So I said, Jamarcus, is there anything that you can make that makes this interesting or fun or intrigues me or others? Well, again, worked at Del Frisco's. Very, very well-known steakhouse in the U.S., not just in Dallas because we live here, but period in the U.S. And you go, walk me through what you would do or how you would pair or share these things with people. In this case, Scotch Lafroy super. It's like a sweet, smoky, peaty thing that's going on that you can't make sense of, but it's good.
Is it sweet?
I think so. But go ahead.
Yeah, I got these
Yeah,
little
use
guys
the
right
hand.
here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, these things came in clutch, by the way.
Yeah, who you telling? That's why I bought them.
Mm-hmm. They were like only what, $9 a thing for like a 6?
Got him.
She was that a spider?
Nah, bro, it was a green thing.
What?
I don't know what it was. Y'all seen it on, if y'all seen it on the camera, y'all can tell me what it was. See?
Mm-hmm.
People be thinking I'm lying, bro.
Dang, that's crazy. And I don't know if
and
because I was
compare-
looking for it, but like right when it hits your palate, it's not. You know how normally with like the blender you get the ethanol.
Why? Because it's 80 proof, 84, some shit like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. The proof is pretty low.
The proof is what?
It's
90.
86.
86.
Yep.
So we got 86 proof. We're used to high proof, no water added. But then you go, oh wow, there's something sweet there compared to other whiskeys, aka scotches. So now that I've had or have a palate for scotch or whiskey, I go, that's pretty sweet, super flavorful, and I don't need a lot of it. That's good, right?
Oh yeah.
You can see my point.
It's crazy how how this is so much.
So much has changed.
Yeah, how it's
Like
easy drinking
perspective
now.
wise,
Yeah.
like you go, oh wow, I didn't know that was a thing.
I remember, like I said, when I first had scotch, I ordered a Macallan 12, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna try to get into whiskey and scotch. Took me like an hour and a half just to finish it because they gave me a 2-ounce pour.
Oh.
Neat. Took me like an hour and a half to drink it.
And 2 ounces ain't rough when you know what you're doing, or
Yeah.
if it's just good whiskey. And it probably was good whiskey, but he didn't have an understanding of what it means.
No, oh my god! I remember and I was taking baby sips too because it was just harsh. Like I had not introduced my palate to something like that, and so like I wouldn't recommend starting there. Like this is where you start building yourself up, doing drinks like the Smoky Maple Highball, or even doing things where you start maybe lower proof regular whiskey before you jump into scotch. But I think it will be interesting to see, if, when talking to Richard about if you're going to start with scotch, how to introduce that.
Now, guys, as I said before, Jamarcus is our craftsman. He puts amazing drinks together. He has a crazy palate, and even more importantly, a perspective. Now, where he lacks perspective, I'll come in, chime in. But we're going to tell some history. We're going to tell you some stories. We're going to highlight the opportunity. If ever you thought about starting with scotch, I would get a Lefroy. This is 1815, 10 year, age 10 years, consistent port finish. So you got the sweetness from a wine barrel, and it's tasty, man.
It is, man.
Now you get it.
That got me. Dang, I could drink another one of those.
Now
that actually goes down very smooth too.
Now he gets it. Why? Because we're getting it, guys. If you're here because you enjoy or trying to figure out how to start your whiskey journey, this is the reason why the art of whiskey exists. I've watched his palate change. You're gonna watch my palate change. But because in a year's time, I've basically been a part of an AP course. When we use school, he's like, oh, I'm in an AP course. I've got an AP course in whiskey. I get to try all these amazing things, and again, 99% of the bottles here are people left these bottles like, hey, I'm gonna leave these bottles here like they don't care. Guys, keep it whiskey. Drink some Lefroy. Share it with some friends. Enjoy some scotch. If you're looking for flavor and the difference in whiskey, scotch is the way. We're just going to teach us more about that. Until next time.
Cheers.